So, this video is to show you how to type in logs in your calculator, or how to type in a log expression in your calculator correctly to get the correct solution. So I'm going to use an example from one of the worksheets in the weekly plan. So if you haven't looked at it yet, this is what it looks like. It's open right here on my screen. It's called Practice Solving Exponential Equations Using Logs. Okay. I'm going to go through one of the examples of how to type it in your calculator. I'm not necessarily going to go through how exactly to solve or how to convert. If you want to learn more about how to convert an exponential equation to a logarithm, you do need to go back to those Khan Academy videos that we posted on the weekly plan, or pop into office hours, or shoot me a Schoology message, or you can reach out to a peer for help. But I did want to talk about how to type these in the calculator today. Okay, so if you see on this sheet here from the weekly plan, there's two examples done out for you, both on using logs to solve for an exponent in an exponential equation. Both equations have two methods for you to solve. So there's two different ways you can use logs to solve for an exponent. So I just want to emphasize that. After going through these two examples, you do then on the second page, don't forget to go down here and try these two problems and submit those for credit and for feedback on how to use logs. Okay? As you're working through these problems, I suggest having a calculator handy. While you're going through these, you might be getting frustrated with how to type them in your calculator. So that's what this video is for. Okay, so I am just going to take the first method, the first example. I'm going to paste it into a different worksheet just so we can focus on this piece of the solving. So if you were given the equation 4 to the n equals 120, to solve for the exponent, and again this is explained in more depth in the Khan Academy video, but you would convert it to a log equation. So log is where we can solve and isolate the exponent. So once we have log base 4 of 120 equals n, once my variable is isolated, I can then solve for it. Okay, so all I have to do is plug this in my calculator, log base 4 of 120. How do we do that? Two different ways. And they are outlined here on the example worksheet. Okay, but just to kind of highlight this and make it a little bigger, the two different methods you can use in your calculator to type in logs is one, you can type in log of the argument divided by log of 4. Using the log button. So there's a log button right in your calculator. It doesn't look like it has a base value, as in the example had base 4, but it is a base. There's base 10. It's a common log, so we don't show the 10 in the base. So you use the log button to do log of the argument divided by log base 10 technically of 4, the base, and push enter. So separating those two values into two different logs and dividing those values, you get your solution. Okay. The other method here is to actually use a log base feature in your calculator. Okay. And the buttons you need to press are outlined here, alpha and then window. Okay. I want to just emphasize that not everyone has these options in their calculator. It is, I believe, only on the TI-84 versions, but you're definitely welcome to try it in the TI-83. I just cannot remember and don't have a TI-83 on this software. So the other option would be to push alpha window, look for that log base down at number 5, so you push number 5, and then this feature pops up. You can fill right in the base value of 4 and the argument of an input of 120. So you don't even need to make two log expressions like we did in the first option. you just plug both numbers into the same log expression. Push enter, you end up getting the same answer, 3.45. Okay, so either way, I want to emphasize you get the same answer, whether you have both options on your calculator or not. If you have both options, see which one you prefer. See which one is easier for you to remember or you to use or you to find the button in the calculator. Again, if you have questions on how to input them, please re-watch the video, re-watch the steps I took in finding the log button or finding that log base button, and reach out with any questions. Have fun.